Greetings everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm wanting to refine our system that we implemented in the last episode. I want to make it easier to see what's coming out of the farm downstairs, and I want to make it more straightforward visually as to how the farm is. And I want to make it more straightforward visually as to how the farm is functioning. So as you can see, here we have the electronic furnace that's receiving oak logs and then passing it to the coal generators, which then are storing power and then providing enough power for both the farm and the tree farm to function. But I want to pull that out of the ceiling so it's a little easier to see the inputs and outputs of the system, as well as probably have a little bit less trip hazards going on through the floor. Here's a power list of what we have in the system. So we have 2 coal generators running it that make 24 to 36 LF a tick, which as a total makes 48 to 72. And then we have the farmer Mark 1 and a chopper Mark 2, each making or taking 16 and then 32 LF a tick respectively, along with a electric furnace that takes 4 LF a tick and 200% speed when it heats up. So I'm assuming that also consumes an extra 4, or maybe it'd be 8 more power, because 100% more would be doubling, so that'd be 8, and then another 4 after that would be 12. So this would actually could be up to 52 to 60 LF a tick input, which is currently less than our 72 max output. A easy way we could expand the power generation of this system is by adding a biomass generator, which would generate between 128 to 192 LF a tick, which to get the biomass it would require recyclers for recycling extra wheat or seeds. Each one of those would take 8 LF a tick. I'm not sure how many recyclers we would need to fire one biomass generator. But keep in mind we also want to have a rancher down the line, so we'll need some of the wheat to do that. So I'm thinking if we could recycle some of the extra seeds, which is where our buffer chest would come in, which is where this diagram comes to help explain. So we have the farmer, and then this brown-orange is the output. So we can set the output servo to go to the nearest first, so it'll output to this chest. Then from this chest we can have an output that brings it back to the farmer, and then we can have another output that pulls the wheat out of the chest, and then output the seeds back in, and then any seeds past that 2 stacks would then get sent to the recycler line to create biomass. So we do have space in this power system. Even if we're at the 60, we have 12 more space per tick to add a recycler in. So we should be able to add 1 to 2 recyclers in based on this system. And all this system takes to maintain is stone axes or some kind of axe. If we did it with create, we could make the item input nil. I don't know if the speed of chopping or wood production would be similar. I'd assume it would be, because it's not... I don't know that it's speeding up the growth. The other thing is that this system lets us input bone meal to speed up both of these two machines' product, not necessarily the machine itself, but get it through the growing stages faster. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and add a recycler in. Just got the advancement eco-friendly for getting the recycler. So now let's go ahead and throw it down on the power line and see how fast it can convert these extra seeds. Unfortunately, the cotton seeds, it doesn't seem like it will be able to do anything with, according to the recipe here for biomass. It looks like it's just vanilla items, although there is a good allotment of them. I mean, we could even make into bread, although 1 bread for 3 versus 1 wheat for 2. I think wheat's just better. So we're gonna have to... I threw some cotton in the in this farm just for to get some string production, but we'll probably just pull that out and set that up somewhere else, since we already have plenty of it for anything I can think of for the short term, and we have a great plethora of seeds. So let's actually go ahead and do that now. We'll just swap the seeds out, and we'll let it grow itself out. And for now, we'll leave these here. We'll probably just go throw them in the other system. So what we have going on here right now is just the servo here is just filtering whitelist. Priority doesn't matter because there's only one spot. Wheat and cotton balls gets pulled out over here. Alright, so if we throw the recycler down, it's getting power, and we do have upgrade slots that we could look at. We take a stack of seeds, how quickly does it make... It makes biomass pretty quickly. I don't know if we have all of the goodies that we need to make a biomass generator, but it looks gross. Yeah, it does. I'm going to go look into doing that real quick, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so there's a biomass generator that is now not so eco-friendly. It's funny. And we also completed the quest, Other Means of Power. So that seems to go through there pretty quick. So for now, we'll just throw the biomass generator on this side of the... Let's see, which side is that? It's the east side. East. I guess this is the east. Oh, okay. So we want... Well, let's just throw it down, and then we can use the screwdriver. There we go. So this will output 128, which is the max that these cables can transfer. What about the storage? What's the thing? Here it is. Input. Okay, so 128. So this would then make these back up and backlog, which is fine because then we get more wood out of the top side of it. If I take you and place you on the output line, how fast do you burn through biomass? Not super fast, but not the slowest. So now these should be not consuming charcoal anymore. Okay. Let's think about this for a second. If we have... We'll have to go dig down there. I did get the Silk Touch and a range extension on my my modular mining drill here, so that does help for moments like this. Okay, so it looks like we have just a retrieval over here. Yeah. So you're just pulling everything nearest first. Okay, now that we got the output servo on the farmer, we just want nearest first. Let's try it with a open system here. So it's going to try and push into here. And the other thing we're going to bank on at first, or test, however you want to put it, is that the farmer itself will be self-sufficient with seeds before it outputs them. If it's smart enough to fill up, which it looks like it is, because it's maintaining 64 seeds in all these stacks, then we should be fine. We shouldn't need to feed back that second loop that I talked about earlier. So we have that on nearest first, so that should export everything to there that has space to be exported. Then we should be able to bring this stuff up over here, and we'll chew that out right there. So now if we took, I don't want these anymore. Let's see if we have, took C, well, first thing we can do is take half of the chest out, because this is just acting as a buffer chest, remember? So then we want some space for wheat. Oh, but okay, here's the other thing. If that's smart enough to remember how many, or not to remember, excuse me, but to replace its seeds first, and that's acting like a buffer. One thing we are going to want is we are going to want a retrieval servo on this line that we have for our recyclers. So you should be, I guess we're going to have to configure the inputs. Input, connect to the item pipe. And you want to input on the bottom and output the back. Yep, so we can see this running now. And we don't have an input hooked up to it yet, so we're still figuring that part out. So these should now let this backlog and then let more wood come into that chest. So what's going to happen if we leave it on nearest first is this is just going to fill up with seeds, and then we're not going to have a place to get the wheat out of, which obviously we don't want to happen. It looks like one recycler is enough to keep up with one biomass generator, which is great news. The next question is just, is our farmer producing stuff fast enough to feed the biomass generator? I think since this is maintaining, I think we just are overcomplicating this whole thing. And what we'll do is we'll just have a chest disconnected from any system where we have some spare seeds. So I confirmed that the wheat does, see, we just saw it there, the farmer is smart enough to replenish its stock of seeds. So that means we can use this chest as a filter. So instead of having it round robin, we'll change that back to nearest first, or furthest first, doesn't matter in this case because it's going to have a single chest that it's pumping to. So we'll basically use this chest as a filter. So we have everything coming into this chest, and then this is just pulling out wheat and cotton. And then we'll have item pipes back here. Let's connect there and there. And drop you down here. Hate leaving blocks behind. So then we just need a, look at that, an output servo. Pop it on there. We'll whitelist seeds. So now seeds should automatically end up in here. And I'm guessing that that's going to be what our bottleneck is, because these should be basically, it looks like we still, okay, so we can pop this off for now. And we should see that this maintains its full energy. Hopefully we're not burning off a bunch of energy that we're not, like this is just going to consume the biomass regardless of if it has space for it and we're actually utilizing this energy. So we'll just have to let this run and we will see, and we can cover this up, make this look up all nice and pretty. But we'll just have to let this run and see if it is able to self-sustain or not. I guess technically the furnace over here is just pulling power off of this charcoal generator and not the main system, but that's okay. And if we're able to maintain this, then we can look at giving this an upgrade. Probably going to have to give all of our piping an upgrade, and we need to, finish making this area look pretty and all that fun stuff. As long as this farmer is fast enough to produce seeds quick enough for the recycler and then the biomass generator, we should be in a fully self-sufficient loop just off that. But then we do also have our electric furnace set up from the tree farm. Currently I have it disconnected as I'm beta testing the biomass generator, but we can just connect that with a simple cable. And the less of this we have to burn, the more logs we get, which is we care more about than seeds, and then we can burn through these seeds and still have some extra seeds over here should we desire them. Is there any uses for the cotton seeds? I guess we could pipe them into a composter. Which might as well do that real quick, because I'll show you in just a second. We have a ton of cotton seeds. It's like our fourth most common block. So we're definitely going to want to do something with them because that's taking up a lot of space that we don't need it to. So probably we'll just do something simple like a chest with a output servo, which we need iron nuggets for, output servo, and a item frame into a composter. Or two. Do two of them. And then I guess we'll want more chests. We have chests? We do have some chests. This will be a pretty simple setup. And that'll just get us some bone meal. I suppose we could leave cotton seeds in here and automate the cotton seeds getting pulled out in a different space, but yeah. Let's see, where do we got some space for this? I guess we'll go ahead and dig out a little bit back here. We'll just leave one block space. We'll just do something like that, and then we'll throw that there. These can stack on top of each other, probably. Oh, interesting. Okay. Maybe we need to have them on the bottom to connect? We do. Okay. That's fine. Vanilla items being vanilla-y. Those will have to be there. So we'll throw those there, and I guess we'll have to take that out there. So then we can throw some lights. Not lunch, light up there. That number. And that up. I guess we're gonna need a second output servo too, but you get the basic idea of output servo, and then we'll leave 2 stacks of cotton seeds. We'll throw the cotton seeds up there. They get pushed into these. Or do we have a retrieval node still? We use that. I guess we might have used that over here somewhere. Occasionally we'll see the electric furnace kick on and power the coal generators. And so I'm wondering if we have some slight power waste, and so then it burns through, lets a piece of charcoal get consumed to restart it, and then that creates space for the charcoal to flow through with our battery and read the level of it. So if it's at 70%, we shut off our power generation, and then when it gets down to 30%, we re-enable it, which would help with the coal generators anyway, it seems, because they have the heated up where they generate whatever percentage more, so that'd be 50% more power than just at low heat. So that may be something we want to look into doing anyway. At least with our backlog, shouldn't be any cotton seeds in there. Our filter chest is consuming up But we do have 2 stacks of biomass there, so that's a good sign. And we are getting plenty of wheat, which we should be able to then soon feed into a rancher, and then use that rancher to farm cows and maybe some sheep. I guess we would need to pull off we'd need to round robin this output off the back of this chest, so we could have some seeds for chickens if we wanted to do that. At that point, we would definitely need to speed up this farmer. But I think I'm going to finish implementing this by just putting a retriever on... Oh, why are you pulling seeds? You shouldn't be pulling seeds. It must have connected through the wall. How bizarre. That's really unexpected. So I guess what we'll do is we'll just throw this there, and then just refill all this in here real quick. So we just have our little composting nook back there. And we can put all of the seeds back in here. Oh, it's because these are actually item pipes here. There we go. My own my covers confused me by hiding the blocks. They're actually item pipes there. Okay, so that explains where all of our seeds went. So that's even better news for all of this system. We are going to need to upgrade our cables and our power generation because this block alone generates the max amount we're able to push through. But at any rate, I think that gives us a good stopping point for this episode. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I hope you have a great day and you remember to keep smiling.